Why did Caitlin Clark cry watching the WNBA All-Star weekend from the sidelines? Sometimes, it only takes one moment to shift the course of an entire season. July 17, 2025. The WNBA All-Star weekend was about to kick off in Indianapolis.
There was a stretch there, and you guys were so hot with the 36 points in the quarter there, and you're just running up and down the court. Was it as much fun as it looked like to people watching it?
Yes.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
A dream scenario for the Indiana Fever. The crowd, electric. The city, buzzing. Caitlin Clark, just crowned WNBA Player of the Year at the ESPYs, was set to headline the entire event. Three-point contest.
Final play of regulation. A near steal by K-State. Clark to the ground. Warren up to Sonata.
All-Star captain, hometown hero. It was supposed to be her coronation, but instead, it became her crucifixion. 2 days before the opening whistle, the news broke like a hammer.
Caitlin, I believe you hit the first shot you took today, kind of deep sigh of relief, but what is it like to get out of the shooting slump, but also beyond that, just see the playmaking overall from you down the line so you threw out your entire team, 30 assists tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I still probably didn't shoot it as good as I would have liked, but I feel like it's coming. I'm just trying to continue to get my legs under me, and like I said pregame, like I feel like I'm a couple shots away from like having a really good game. So, but I mean, I thought my playmaking was really good. There was, I mean, no reason for me to really shoot that much. I thought, like, you look at the box, like 12 shot attempts, 11, 9, 9, 8, 7, 6, like just very balanced, and you know, people executed. And when we have, you know, 5 people in double figures, like, I feel like we're going to be pretty hard to beat. Like, it would take a lot for a team to beat us. And I think we were just kind of firing on all cylinders, moving the ball well, getting to the next action, played out a pick and roll well. And then our defense was good and got us a lot of buckets in transition.
Caitlin Clark, the face of the league, the ratings magnet, the player fans flew thousands of miles to see, was out. Entirely. Not just sitting the All-Star game. She was pulling out of everything. The reason? A groin injury, re-aggravated just 48 hours earlier during a routine game against the Connecticut Sun.
Just that experience, being part of the three-point contest, how you feeling?
It's awesome. It's so fun. The fans were great. I definitely felt them. I heard them. I wish I could do it again right now because I feel like I was so nervous at the start, and all of us were. So it's just a fun experience.
I am incredibly sad and disappointed. I have to rest my body, she wrote in her statement. And just like that, the fever dream turned into a cold, brutal reality. This wasn't just another player opting for rest. This was Clark, the Iron Woman who'd never missed a game in high school, at Iowa, or in her historic rookie year. She played through pain. She played through pressure. She played through everything.
Really proud to be part of it, proud to represent the Fever. It's been a fun weekend.
What's the vibe amongst all the players down there? Just like everybody's just having a ton of fun.
Yeah. I mean, this is supposed to be fun. That's what this whole weekend's about. So to be able to be out there, a lot of the W players, you know, on the sidelines cheering, and it's a fun experience, and I'm just really lucky to be part of it.
What part of it was the most nerve-wracking in terms of like picking up the ball, or what side to start on, or those?
All of it. I was like trying to figure out whether to pull from the left, pull from the right, like where to put the money ball rack, which side to start. There's so many choices. I didn't even know that you had all these choices. So I think more than anything, it's like it's over so fast. So you really only have one chance. If you have a tough start, I had a tough start. You know, it's hard to get back into it. But again, it's so fun. I would do it again.
What was that moment like with your teammates after you were done after the basket?
So fun. I was disappointed because I wanted to make it to the finals for them, and because they were there, you know, supporting me. So I'm so just grateful for their support. That a lot of them came out tonight, and yeah, we'll have fun.
Until now. The groin injury wasn't just physical, it cracked something deeper, the invincibility aura that had surrounded her since day one. Fans were devastated. Fever faithful were stunned. Media outlets scrambled for answers. And inside Gamebridge Fieldhouse, there was a silence you don't often hear in packed arenas.
Especially the second half of the last game, going into such a strong first half tonight, and then you're able to keep your foot on the gas. Where do you feel like the biggest change, or I guess change, has been to really be so dominant and consistent offensively as a group?
Honestly, I think it starts on the defensive end. We talk about that all the time, just making sure that we get stops because we like to play fast, we like to get the ball up and go in transition. And so we knew that we just had to make sure that we were focused on that end and make sure that we're connected on the defensive end, and then that sparks our offense and we're good to go.
Aaliyah, you look different. You look a lot stronger.
The kind that only comes when greatness has to hit pause. But this is where the story pivots. Because Clark's withdrawal wasn't the end of something, it was the beginning. Because what came next wasn't about minutes or stats or shot charts. It was about people, about grief, about sisterhood, and about a team that refused to fall apart just because its superstar did. Clark stepped off the floor that weekend, but what she helped build stepped into the spotlight. Because while the league focused on what it lost, the Fever were about to show what they'd found. What do you do when the biggest moment of your career collides with the worst moment of your life? That was the impossible question facing Lexie Hull. Just 48 hours after Caitlin Clark announced her shocking withdrawal from All-Star Weekend, the WNBA needed a replacement for the three-point contest. They didn't have to look far. Lexie Hull, Clark's Fever backcourt partner, had quietly been building one of the most efficient shooting seasons in league history. 49% from deep, video game numbers. Her time had come. But behind the scenes, her world was crumbling. On the same day, the All-Star...
One on the right. Do you remember that 2012 finals when the Fever beat the Lynx? Did a young Caitlin Clark cry about that?
Well, I was 10 years old, so it's a bit fuzzy, but yeah.
Star call came, Lexie posted a message that broke hearts across the league. Her dog Maggie, her best friend since childhood, had passed away. This wasn't just a pet. This was family. 14 years of unconditional love. 14 years of growing up together. Through AAU bus rides, college heartbreaks, WNBA practices. Maggie was always there. Until now. Hull didn't say much. She didn't need to. Just a carousel of black and white photos. A little girl holding a puppy. A lakeside sunset. Maggie in sunglasses, grinning on the couch. "Home won't be the same without you," she wrote. "Heaven got the best girl this week." And then, silence. She could have pulled out. No one would have blamed her. Grief isn't supposed to be squeezed between practice reps and media duties. But instead, Lexie showed up. She laced up. She stepped into the spotlight with the weight of her world on her shoulders. And that's when her phone buzzed. Not from agents, not from brands, but from her sisters. The first message? Caitlin Clark. Just 4 words. "Love you, doggy heaven." Short, soft, but heavy. Coming from a player who just had her own all-star dreams ripped away, it meant everything. Clark wasn't thinking about herself. She was thinking about Lexie. Then came Sophie Cunningham, the Fever's enforcer, the veteran with the warrior heart, with 3 words that hit even harder. "No, Lex, I'm sorry." There were no filters, no corporate condolences, just raw, real heartbreak. This wasn't basketball culture. This was family culture. Lexie Hull walked into All-Star Weekend with tears still drying behind her eyes. But when she took the court for the three-point contest, she wasn't alone. Because she knew. Caitlin was watching. Sophie was holding her down. And Indiana, her Indiana, had her back. Every team needs a protector. But what happens when your protector feels everything you do, just as deeply? Sophie Cunningham was never supposed to fit. When Indiana signed her in the offseason, critics questioned everything. Her role, her attitude, even her purpose. She was loud. She was brash. She came from Phoenix, where she was known more for technicals and toughness than finesse. Was there room for her on a young, evolving Fever squad led by Caitlin Clark? Turns out she wasn't just a fit. She was the missing piece. By July, she wasn't just playing minutes, she was anchoring a culture. The Fever already had talent. Clark's vision, Mitchell's scoring, Hull's precision. But Cunningham brought something different. She brought fire. That rare, infectious energy that flips momentum with a stare down or a floor dive. She talked trash, took hits, gave hits, and made sure no one messed with her teammates. So when Lexie Hull posted about losing Maggie, Cunningham's reaction wasn't polished. It wasn't rehearsed. It was raw. "No, Lex, I'm sorry." 3 words, spilled straight from the gut. There was no PR gloss, no cliché, "thinking of you." Just heartbreak, typed fast, probably through tears, from one friend to another. That's Sophie in a nutshell. She plays like she feels, with everything. Earlier in the season, when Clark took a hard foul that sent her crashing to the hardwood, Sophie didn't even wait. She was in the opponent's face before Clark hit the ground. It cost her a technical. It cost her a fine. She didn't care. "You don't touch my family," she told reporters afterward. And in the Fever locker room, that word, family, wasn't just lip service, it was gospel. Because Sophie wasn't just Clark's bodyguard or Hull's hype woman. She was the emotional pulse of a team finding its identity, not through highlight reels, but through shared struggle. Off the court, she was just as fierce. The first to crack a joke, the first to comfort in silence, the first to post the cartoon Tres Leches shirt, a tribute to the trio that had become inseparable. Hull's grief hit her hard because she felt it, and she refused to let her teammate carry it alone. Cunningham might be the league's toughest enforcer, but when her sister hurt, she cried too. They weren't built to be a brand, but somewhere along the way, they became a movement. Caitlin Clark, Lexie Hull, Sophie Cunningham. 3 women, 3 wildly different basketball paths, but together, they've become the heart of the WNBA's most surprising cultural force, a trio fans now affectionately call Tres Leches. It started as a joke. Sophie Cunningham posted a Twins Day photo of her and Lexie Hull, matching outfits, same energy, and someone in the comments wrote, "Y'all look like Tres Leches." It stuck. Caitlin Clark got pulled into the nickname a week later, and before long, there were cartoon shirts, fan art, and signs at every Fever game. But this isn't about branding, it's about bonding. Because what Clark, Hull, and Cunningham have built isn't marketing hype. It's chemistry in its purest form. Let's break it down. Clark is the superstar, the generational talent. Her every move is dissected by fans and haters alike. She shoulders the pressure of a league's revival every single night, and does it with poise beyond her years. Hull? She's the sniper, silent but deadly. She doesn't chase headlines, but you'd better believe every defender in the league knows where she is on the arc. She's all about preparation, discipline, and showing up, especially when no one else sees it coming. And Sophie? She's the soul, the veteran warrior, the spark plug who brings the emotion, the grit, and the protection, the one who checks your chin and your energy in the same possession. Individually, they're impressive, but together, they're dangerous. What makes this trio different isn't just what they do on the court, it's what they mean to each other off it. Hull's devastating loss during All-Star weekend wasn't just a side note, it was a window into how this team actually operates. Clark, despite being sidelined, sent her first message of the day to Lexie. Sophie posted raw emotion, no filter, no polish. They wrapped their teammate in love, not in public, not for clout, but because that's what family does. You can't fake that. You can't manufacture that. You can't coach that. It's why the Tres Leches nickname doesn't just trend, it resonates. Fans see something real, something rare, something that cuts through the business of pro sports and reminds us why we fell in love with the game in the first place. 3 players, 1 bond, 0 ego. This isn't about who gets the last shot. It's about making sure someone does, and that everyone is ready. You can draft a star, you can build a roster, but a culture, that's something you earn. And in just 1 season, the Indiana Fever have earned everything. Before 2025, Indiana was a franchise stuck in the fog, full of promise, short on identity. Young, talented but brittle. No chemistry, no edge, no real pulse. Then came Caitlin Clark, the tidal wave, the spotlight, the scrutiny, the pressure. And that could have crushed them. Instead, it sparked a transformation, not just in how they played, but in who they became. Caitlin brought the vision, the gravity, the magnetism, but even she couldn't carry the emotional weight alone. That's where Sophie Cunningham stepped in, the soul who wouldn't let her teammates fall apart in silence. That's where Lexie rose, quiet as ever, but rising into her moment with ice in her veins and pain in her heart. The result? A team that doesn't just play together, they bleed together. Watch the Fever now and you'll see it. You'll see Clark orchestrating a fast break, not for her own shot, but for Hull in the corner. You'll see Cunningham barking at refs, throwing her body into traffic, then sprinting back to lift a teammate off the floor. You'll see Hall knocking down dagger threes. The same player who just days earlier was grieving in silence, now standing tall under the brightest lights. And here's the part the league didn't expect. This isn't a feel-good story. This is a problem. Because Indiana isn't relying on one player. You shut down Clark, Mitchell slashes to the cup. You trap Hull, Ari McDonald presses full court and rips your ball handler in half. You try to punk someone? Cunningham is coming. This is the chemistry every team talks about having, but almost no one actually has. Because you can't build loyalty in a practice facility. You build it in the darkest moments, when cameras aren't rolling, when no one else sees. Lexie Hull's heartbreak was supposed to break her. Instead, it became the rallying cry for an entire franchise. Clark's injury was supposed to derail the Fever's momentum. Instead, it exposed just how deep this team is, in talent, in toughness, in love. And now, they're not playing for recognition. They're playing to ruin someone's season. The Fever aren't just rising. They're surging, with a bond that's terrifying because it's real, because it lasts, because it wins. And it all comes back to this. 3 women, 1 bond, no fear. Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, Lexie Hull, Tres Leches didn't just build chemistry, they built a legacy. One that says, we don't care who gets the glory, we care who has your back. If this story moved you, hit that like button and make sure to subscribe to the Her Hoops YouTube channel. Your home for daily deep dives, stories that matter, and everything you love about women's basketball. And tell us in the comments, what's your favorite Tres Leches moment this season? Who should we spotlight next? Until next time, keep rooting for loyalty, keep showing up for each other, and never forget, the best teams win together, on and off the court.